Hey guys, um, got a question from an up and coming producer, and the question was about vocal processing. So basically, it's an exciter. It's an exciter track. So most of your songs you hear on on the radio, your favorite songs, they use this technique. You know, it's an industry wide technique that's used in pop music. So in some form they use it. They use this technique in some form. It might not be the same exact way, but for what it does, it brings clarity and more and expression. So you'll hear every word, you'll hear every expression. Every emotion you'll feel them more. You'll Everything will be more upfront. So let's dive into it. So this here is the first one without any processing.
Can you ever forget of the critical past that arrived from the last Egypt still tormented? From the various curses that bestill it affects several occasions. We encounter many obstacles that's formed to oppress like our low wages. We poverty stricken and still don't own anything. We've been brought over here, held captive to fail to commit to the term to respect these rights. If you don't consider the commandments but trust in the system, of course gonna lose that right. Our means of living and survival becoming the states of Detroit and Chicago. Frustrated by the endless cycle, serving the enemies here with the eyes closed. Hey, hey.
And now here's the second one with the processing, with the exciter.
Can you ever forget of the critical past that arrived from the last Egypt still tormented? From the various curses that bestill it affects several occasions. We encounter many obstacles that's formed to oppress like our low wages. We poverty stricken and still don't own anything. We've been brought over here, held captive to fail to commit to the term to respect these rights. If you don't consider the commandments but trust in the system, of course gonna lose that right. Our means of living and survival becoming the states of Detroit and Chicago. Frustrated by the endless cycle, serving the enemies here with the eyes closed. Hey, hey.
Okay, so the original track, um I just duplicated the original track, and then that's the track that you'll insert, and you'll insert an EQ on there and make it an exciter. Then on the exciter track, now the duplicated track, you insert the compressor, and insert an EQ, and then set up a high pass filter on the EQ. So this is how what you'll use this track for. It'll be used to blend with the original track to make give it more presence. You'll hear every syllable. Um, the vocals will be more present and more and clear. You'll hear every syllable, every expression, every breath. And this is the same thing as it's the compressor and the EQ. It's just in the mix window here. And then when you get it done, just play with the volume after you set up the high pass filter and the exciter track. Then just play with the volume of the exciter track to match where you want it to be with that original track that you have, to get the presence that you want. The brightness is gonna make it brighter. So and it's gonna be more upfront, and it'll be radio ready kind of vocals like you hear on radios. So play with that and get it to where you want it. Then when you're satisfied with that mix, then just bust it out to another track and record that mix. And then on that new track, just put a reverb, insert a reverb on there, insert an EQ, and insert a limiter to master the track. So this track, just mix and master it to how you know, basically to how you want it to sound, because this is the final part. So take out, you know, the EQ and EQ what you want out, boost what you want, and the reverb, just put a little bit of reverb, not too much, and that should be it. Should be all set. So here's the in the mix window, the reverb. When you insert the reverb, there's the EQ. Insert the EQ also on that track, the newly recorded mix track, and that's both there, the EQ and the reverb. And then here you see all three, the limiters on here. So again, here's the original.
Can you ever forget of the critical pass that arrived from the last siege? I'm still tormented from the various curses that still in effect several occasions. We encounter many obstacles that's formed to oppress like our low wages. We poverty stricken and still don't own anything. We've been brought over here, held captive, to fail to commit to the term to respect these rights. If you don't consider the commandments but trust in the system, of course gonna lose that right. Our means of living is survival, becoming the states of Detroit and Chicago. Frustrated by the endless cycle, serving the enemies here with the eyes closed. Hey, hey.
And here's the Exciter track.
Can you ever forget of the critical pass that arrived from the last siege? I'm still tormented from the various curses that still in effect several occasions. We encounter many obstacles that's formed to oppress like our low wages. We poverty stricken and still don't own anything. We've been brought over here, held captive, to fail to commit to the term to respect these rights. If you don't consider the commandments but trust in the system, of course gonna lose that right. Our means of living is survival, becoming the states of Detroit and Chicago. Frustrated by the endless cycle, serving the enemies here with the eyes closed. Hey, hey.